a Dear Media original podcast.
Hi, welcome to Good Instincts. I'm Shira Barlow, but you may know me as the food therapist. Join me every Monday through Friday for bite-sized episodes designed to help you close the gap between where you are right now and where you want to go. This should feel good, like really good. And it will, I promise. So there's this theme that keeps on popping up, and I think it's worth mentioning because it comes back to this idea of self-knowledge and trusting your gut. I was thinking about it a lot recently because last week we had the amazing OBGYN, Dr. Sterling. She was talking about how not all parenting decisions need to be perfectly right, but they need to be right for you and they need to be right for your family and your kid. I loved that so much. And it reminded me of this time when Oliver was born and he was 3 weeks early and he was teeny tiny. And I had a really hard time breastfeeding. And I wanted so badly for it to work and for it to be this really beautiful experience for us. And I had this lactation specialist, shout out to Linda Hanna. Anyone in Los Angeles may know her. She's kind of like this very sagey village elder. And I mean that incredibly respectfully. And I think she would really love being referred to like that. I would ask her 5 million questions a day. I really didn't know. I was so concerned that I was going to miss something and I was doing it wrong and I had no idea. And I had this tiny baby with no instructions. One day she came over and I was asking her my 5 million questions again. And she looked at me dead in the face and she said, "Shira, only you know. Only you know this is your kid. You got to figure it out. You got to listen to yourself." She was such a tough love person. And that's kind of what I needed in the moment. And it was so freeing to me. And it's really guided my parenting throughout this entire time. Oliver's 4.5 now. And I go back to that a lot. I think it served me incredibly well. And I think it bleeds over to all aspects of wellness because when we listen to the latest wellness trend or quick fix or the practice that's been really working for our favorite celebrity or our friend, it's so easy to be pulled outward. And I think it's great to understand what's going on and what's working for different people. I think that that's incredibly valuable. But I think even more valuable is being able to then turn inward and flex that muscle and figure out if that's best for you. A couple weeks ago, I did this series of questions, and one of the questions someone asked was, what's better, 3 square meals a day or if grazing was okay? And what I told her was that it really comes back to this piece, flexing that self-knowledge piece and figuring out what would actually feel best for her. Because the reality is that something that might feel great to someone else might not work for her. And it doesn't matter if there's research behind it. It has to work. And the reality is the better something feels, the more likely you are to keep going with it. And the more likely we are to stay consistent. So my recommendation is to try and receive new health and wellness information that way, through that lens, with flexing that muscle of having that gut check first and being okay with sometimes saying, good for you, not for me. I say that a lot, and I do think it serves me well, and I do think it's really helpful. I do love hearing from you. If you have any experience with this, a time that maybe you said something was good for someone else, but not for you, or ways that you're honing in on having that gut check, I would love to hear from you. I read all my DMs at Shira_RD on Instagram. And tomorrow we're going to be talking about family side dishes that are really special and delicious, and you could have at any gathering you attend and feel really excited to eat it alongside the main event. So I'll see you there. Thank you so much for listening to Good Instincts, hosted and written by me, Shira Barlow. You can find me on Instagram at Shira_RD. Good Instincts is a Dear Media daily.